today's topic, why we hurt those we love, breaking the cycle. The reason why I chose this particular topic is because I hear a lot of teachers and healers on social media primarily talking about helping the people that have been hurt, the victims, on how to heal and move forward, which is a topic that I touch on often as well. It's really important to have those healing techniques, but I want to shift the focus on those that have caused the pain, the people that have been coined the bad person. Because if we only spend time teaching people how to heal themselves after they've been hurt and no time on the people that are actually hurting people, then it's just going to continue to be a pattern. People are going to keep hurting. And we all know the saying, hurt people hurt people. This is not just for the people that hurt people. The people that have also been hurt in the past, this is a very beneficial video for you as well, because it'll help you gain greater clarity on why the people that you thought loved you hurt you. It will help you heal in that process if you are heartbroken, or if somebody has betrayed you or lied to you or cheated on you. It will help you gain greater clarity on why they are doing what they are doing, because oftentimes when we are the ones that are getting hurt or getting cheated on, we blame ourselves. We think that it's something wrong with us. And so when you have a greater understanding of why people who love people still hurt them, then it'll bring healing to you as well. If you want to stop the cycle of hurting the people that you love, you must actively work on understanding yourself and making meaningful changes in your life. Self-awareness goes beyond recognizing triggers or what makes you happy or anger. It is about learning the mechanics of the mind, why you think the way you do, why you feel the way you do, and why you respond to people and events the way that you do. If you want to break the cycle of hurting the people that you love, you have to understand where thoughts come from. They are not random. There is a reason why you think and feel the way that you do. You have two types of thought patterns. You have automatic thoughts and you have created thoughts. Automatic thoughts arise naturally without any conscious effort. Created thoughts are thoughts that you intentionally create, such as feeling grateful or praying. Because created thoughts are intentional, this is not going to be our focus. We want to focus on those thoughts that automatically arise, the ones that we feel like we are not in control of. These thoughts are so important to gain greater understanding, because these thoughts determine how we feel. When you have an experience and a happy thought arises, what type of emotions do you have? Or when you have an experience and anger thoughts arise, what type of emotions will then follow? There is a Harvard study that says that 90% of the choices that we make in life are based on how we feel. That means whatever is causing these automatic thoughts to arise, that thing is determining the choices that we make in our life. So that thing that is causing you to think the way that you do, it's what's driving your decisions. And if you constantly make decisions that you feel like do not align with your highest self, that is not in your best interest, it is so important to discover what that thing is. These are called belief systems. They are the foundation of your thoughts and emotions. They are kind of like a filter in the brain. When you have an experience, that experience has to go through that filter. Your belief systems are the reason why you hurt the people in your life. The thing that's interesting about belief systems is that they reside in your unconscious mind. So you're not even aware that exists, which is crazy because they dictate how you think, how you feel, and ultimately the choices that you make in life. So if you want to create change in your life, if you want to start making better decisions, you first have to discover what those belief systems are. I'm going to show you a technique on how to discover your limiting belief systems, which will help gain clarity on why you are the way you are and why you respond to people the way that you do. So let's discover your limiting belief systems by asking yourself a couple questions. What do I say to myself when my relationships fail? What are the mean things that arise in your brain when a relationship doesn't work out? I'm always gonna hurt people. I'm always gonna be hurt. I'm never gonna be in a healthy relationship. This keeps happening to me. I don't deserve love. I'm unworthy of love. What are the mean things that your mind says to you when a relationship doesn't work out? How do I feel when I hurt the person I love? What emotions arise when that relationship fails because of something that you did to hurt that person that you love? What feelings come up? There is a reason why there's this cycle going on in your life. If you constantly see certain thoughts and emotions arise over and over, the reason it's because it's become an addiction. Now, the thing about addictions is that not all of them are obvious, and many people don't realize that the mind and the body can be addicted to certain thoughts and emotions. Alcohol and drugs are easier addictions to detect because they involve substances entering and impairing the mind and body. There are other addictions that can come from within. Your mind and body can crave certain emotions, which will create dangerous cycles in your life. If you notice reoccurring emotions after you've hurt somebody that you love, that can indicate an emotional addiction. For example, if you feel shame or guilt repeatedly after damaging your relationships, those emotions have become an addiction. You are literally addicted to feeling shame within your system. And you look for opportunities unconsciously, you look for opportunities to get that hit again, to get that feeling of shame. This is the reason why you hurt the people in your life. I want you to reflect on the things that you say to yourself when you hurt the person that you love. I am a terrible person. I can't change. I deserve to feel this pain for hurting others. The harsh judgments that you say to yourself, those are your limiting beliefs. Those are your emotional addictions. These limiting beliefs can be so confusing because you know you love somebody, you know you care for them, but you still hurt them in other ways. And it's really not a reflection of whether you love them or not. It has to do with this addiction. As many of us know, that addictions will override pretty much anything in your life until you choose to make that change. And if you want your relationships to change, and you no longer want to be defined by these limited filters, by these limiting belief systems, then you have to be willing to change. You must release and weaken these limiting belief systems. And while you are weakening these belief systems, you must also create new belief systems that align with how you really want to be, that align with your highest self. You must also understand that these limiting belief systems, these emotional addictions, they are not inherently you. You likely picked up on these from the adults that you grew up with as a child. They do not belong to you, and it's time to let them go. This is how you transform your life. A method to weaken your limiting beliefs and emotional addictions that you want to break is by using your created thoughts. Remember, you have automatic thoughts. Those are the thoughts that just naturally arise. And then you have your created thoughts. Those are your intentional thoughts. You use intentional thoughts to weaken these belief systems, to weaken these addictions, and to create new belief systems. You must focus your attention and energy towards the muscle that you want to develop and grow. It is time to stop telling your sad stories of your past, how you've been hurt or how you have hurt others. Because the more that you tell this story, you are strengthening that muscle. that muscle that you're always going to hurt people, that muscle that you're always going to be a victim, that muscle that you're this terrible person, that muscle that you're unworthy of love. Telling these stories only strengthens those limiting belief systems. Instead, tell the story of the person that you are becoming. Build that muscle and feel it in your system. Here's a method on how to build new belief systems. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to be in a healthy relationship? What would it look like to love and feel love unconditionally? What would it feel like to feel safe in a relationship? I want you to write this down. It is so important to be clear on the person that you want to become, on the person that you are transforming into, growing into, evolving into. You write it down so you know who it is you really are. And if you're not a journal person, it's time to become one. If you want change in your life, then you have to change. You have to do things differently if you want different outcomes in your life. And if you want more loving, healthy relationships, and you're not having them right now, then something has to change. So this is us making that change. It's time to start writing down who we are, who we want to be. And when you think and write down your answers to these questions, I want you to feel it in your body. I want you to feel the emotions as if it is happening right now. Before I was married to my husband, I had a lot of trust issues with men, and I noticed certain patterns that kept happening in my life. And I wrote down a letter of what it would feel like to be unconditionally loved, to have all of my needs met, and to feel safe in a relationship. It was a thank you letter to my current husband. Now, I didn't have a husband at that time. I was using my imagination, and I wrote down an entire page of what it is that I am looking for in my relationship and thanking him for being that person for me. I would read that letter every single day, and I would feel it in my body to the point where I would cry reading that letter and saying how grateful I am for you being in my life. And so whatever it is that you are trying to create or manifest in your life, a healthy relationship, a safe relationship, whatever it is, write it down and feel it in your system. This is how you create that love, how you attract that love, how you build those belief systems that love actually does exist. This is one of the most powerful ways to weaken old belief systems and creating new belief systems that align with who you really are. The mind is always listening. It is like a computer program. It is always shaping itself based on how you view yourself. Teach your mind who you really are and who you are striving to be. Because right now, the mind is going based off of painful memories of your past. This is why you are experiencing pain in the present. It has nothing else to go off of. You have to give your mind new instructions on how to think and how to feel. And you do that by using your imagination, what it would feel like to be in a loving relationship, a consistent relationship, somebody that is accountable, you can trust, that's emotionally available, that can take care of you, you take care of that person, whatever it is that you are looking for. You have to let your mind know that this actually does exist. You have to give your mind instructions on how you are, instructions on how you want to be. If it's just using its past, you are going to continually seeing your past in different colors showing up. It is time to teach the mind new ways of thinking, and this is how you do it. Another way to create new belief systems and weaken old belief systems are through affirmations. Now, there's a lot of misinformation about affirmations and do they really work and what is it? The thing is that you can use affirmations to create new belief systems the exact way those belief systems were created when you were a child. I have created an audio guide on affirmations on how they can transform your life. This guide is for free. You can check it out in my bio link on my social media platforms. It goes into detail on how to incorporate affirmations into your life. It is time to let the mind know that relationships can be fun, that relationships can be beautiful, that relationships can be stable, that relationships can be consistent, and that relationships can have unconditional love. That you can be a supportive, compassionate, and patient partner, and that you deserve a partner that loves you fully without conditions. Here are 4 tips to make your affirmations more effective. You must believe that you can change and can have healthy relationships in your life. If you don't truly believe in the affirmation, then the mind is not going to believe it. So it's time to tap into our inner child and pretend that we can be in loving relationships, that people can love us unconditionally, and we can make beautiful choices in our relationships to make sure that our partners feel unconditionally loved. We need to pretend that this is real. And if you pretend enough, eventually you will believe it. So it's about repetition. It's about continually practicing this. Consistency is key when you are practicing affirmations. We are building muscles here. When you go to the gym for the first time and you work out really, really hard, are you going to see your muscles right away? No, it's going to take a few months for that definition to start showing. The same with the mind. It works the same way with building the muscle of belief systems that you want. You have to be consistent with these affirmations so that muscle can build, and you will see that change in your life. But a lot of times people stop those affirmations because they don't see it soon enough. And so I am asking you to stay consistent. Do these affirmations, and I promise you, you will see a change in how you think, how you feel, and therefore the choices in your life. If you have strong, ingrained negative thoughts on how you view relationships, on how you view yourself in relationships, or how you view other people, that is going to contradict these new muscles that you are trying to create in your life. For example, let's say you have a strong belief that all men cheat. But at the same time, you're trying to build a belief system that you can be vulnerable in relationships, that you can find somebody that loves you unconditionally. The all men that cheat belief system is a lot more powerful. It's stronger because you have that history behind you. You have those memories that you are very emotionally attached to. So it is important to learn how to weaken the contradictory limiting beliefs that you hold. And if you have trust issues, when those thoughts come up, when those automatic thoughts start to arise, where you start questioning people in your life, you have to say to yourself, this belief no longer aligns with me. I release this energy from my system. And then you must continue on those positive affirmations that people are trusting, that you can give your heart to somebody and it not be broken. Affirmations must be emotionally charged. You must think it and feel it in your system, to the point where you start to get emotional just thinking about that love in your life. You must feel it. We are reprogramming the brain, and the greatest way to reprogram it is through our emotions. The mind responds most to emotional events that happen in our life. Most of our belief systems were created when we were a child. This was the very first time that the mind was learning about the world. And any time when you were a child and you felt any type of emotion, whether it's a high vibrational emotion like love and nurture, or a low vibrational emotion like fear from chaos, or feeling unsafe, the brain would turn on and attach a meaning. Those meanings turned into belief systems. So as an adult, if you want to create new belief systems, you have to feel it in your body emotionally. That is the most powerful way to create these new muscles in your life. If you are on the healing journey, there's something that I want you to understand. Healing does not come from what I teach. It does not come from you understanding what I teach. Healing is coming from actual application of my teachings. It can only come from applying what I teach. The reason is because you are the healer. And if anything that I have ever said to you resonates with you, then try it. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. Then leave it. You are the master of the mind. The mind is supposed to work for you. And if the mind is not working the way that you want it to work, it is time to discover these limiting belief systems, weaken them, and create belief systems that align with our highest self. This is how you change those automatic thoughts that arise. You don't always have to manage your painful thoughts, manage your painful emotions. You go straight to the source and you change what types of thoughts that arise. I hope this information was helpful for you. Please like and subscribe. And if you know anybody that would find this useful, please send it to them. And thank you so much. Bye.